Hi, this is Dodger, and you're watching my show. So, my tripod might have broken. Thus why I'm doing the show from my bed. This was not a artistic choice, although my feet feel fabulous. When I say broken, I don't mean like, oh, some super glue will fix it. It's like, it's broke. So you know what, whatever. We've got a huge tripod and a bed, and that's all we need. God, I hope my floor's okay. So first thing that I wanted to mention, I don't know how many of you have seen Wreck-It Ralph, but it's actually the highest grossing Pixar movie in the box office. It's kind of awesome that a movie that's not about a specific video game, but about gaming in general and like the love that we have for it, a movie like that is making so much money and is #1 right now, and that is so cool. I'm not gonna lie, some of the references in that movie made me go, how many people are gonna get that? But let's be honest, that almost made it better. So first piece of news that might upset some of you to your very core, my little lore nerds, I know that you're out there. So when you start a new game of Dark Souls, you get to choose between 3 different starting gifts, one of which is a pendant. And when you look at the description of the pendant, it says, trinket, no effect, but fond memories comfort traveler. So for months now, Dark Souls players of all ages and sizes have been looking up things and coming up with ideas of what this pendant is, and what it means, and how it's gonna affect the game, and where does it fit into the story. There's an entire wiki page on it. Are you ready for this? You ready to hear all of the deets? So Miyazaki was discussing the game and the pendant came up and he said, you know, the pendant honestly was kind of a prank. Guys, when this pendant says it has no effect, it has no effect. The pendant is absolutely useless. So now, if you've never played Dark Souls and you start a new game and you get to choose your starting item, don't take the pendant. I think what makes it worse is that the creators suggested taking the pendant. They were like, oh man, I mean, of all the starting items, really, the pendant is gonna have the biggest payoff. Well, if by biggest payoff you mean the biggest disappoint, then I agree. Next up, in the first half of 2013, EA's new Command & Conquer game is going to go into beta. I think after Command & Conquer 4, there's a lot of hesitation to take any sort of an interest in this game, which EA has totally acknowledged. They've even said something along the lines of, we realize that Command & Conquer 4 shouldn't really be considered a Command & Conquer game. What I like about this new Command & Conquer is it sounds like they've listened to a lot of feedback about the other games, and they're incorporating things that have been suggested a lot. Like, people were so upset about single player being taken away. They're putting single player back into it. They're changing things to turn it back into what it was. And for those of you that are thinking, wait, so like, is it going into beta sometime in the first half of 2013, or like, is the entire beta the first half of 2013? Some betas go on for a really long time. Far longer than 6 months has been known to happen. So I would say expect either possibility. Here's a cat! And here's a butt. Here's a butt. So for our final piece of news, I am delighted to say that we were right. We knew it in our hearts, but it turns out that the new DLC for Skyrim is called a Dragonborn. There's a trailer and everything. And maybe possibly some dragon riding. Here's the thing, dragon riding is gonna be awesome if the controls were okay. If the controls wind up being butts, it's just not gonna be worth it. Like, yes, you'll get all the cool screen grabs, guys, but it's gonna be a frustrating thing. But I'm sure they know that. Regardless of how you feel about the combat system, for the most part, they've been able to make things flow pretty smoothly. You get those awesome little glitches that make amazing YouTube videos, and the game itself can be fun. The DLC is going to be available on December 4th for Xbox, but we don't know about a PC release date yet. In little extra news having to do with me, the Women of Geekdom calendar is for sale now, not just pre-sale. I can tell you, now that I own it, that it is gorgeous. It's really well made and I love it a lot. I already have mine up and ready for January. But yeah, we had a lot of fun making it and we really appreciate the support. The other thing is that on my end slate today, I'm going to link to Krender and I playing TF2. You can listen to us yell the word dicks a lot. I can't blame Krender for any of that. It was entirely me yelling that. So if you've ever wondered what I'm like when I'm raging in a video game, that will give you a really clear indication. But other than that, that is my show. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a positive or a negative response, feel free to leave it in my comment section. And If you want to have coffee with me, you can click wherever I put the annotation and it'll take you to my other channel. But otherwise, I hope that you guys had an amazing start to your week, and I will talk to you again on Wednesday. Bye-bye. Mwah! And here's a butt.